So more drills for this planche business. So we just talked about position. Notice I didn't really address anything with the legs. I just said, hey, plank position, load up the shoulders, unload the shoulders. We can do different forms, one with the feet hooked, and then I can take away a foot, maybe take the other one away, then we're collapsing, but that's why we have the next thing. So at my seminar, and with every athlete I work with, anytime we talk about handstand push-ups, I talk about this little teeter. And which in gymnastics or CrossFit gymnastics, you probably heard of it as kind of like the frog stand. And the teeter is very simple. It's this: headstand. Can I lift my head up, bring my feet down? Can I drop my head down, bring my feet up? All I'm doing here is taking away that elbow bend and opening up degrees of freedom, meaning that I'm getting my head off the ground. So I'm opening up the system a little bit, and I'm adding load to the shoulder by taking that elbow bend away. So the teeter is just back and forth. Here, tap the ground, back down, and then the frog stand will be something like this. Elbows are locked out, and I'm just holding myself up. That would be a first exposure to what the planche position would actually look like down the line. Now, that's not too hard to do, but if you're not strong in the shoulders and you haven't done this before, it's gonna feel a little funky. So I highly recommend you just start with the teeter, moving through those ranges without even holding static positions, just moving through. And then once you find that static position, you can actually get in there, and now you're holding your little frog stance. Now that's fairly easy. Once you get there, comes the problem is, as soon as I wanna separate my knees from my elbows, is I'm gonna see a flinch. So I wanna step away from that flinch somehow, and how I'm gonna do it is the following. I'm just gonna do little knee lifts. So watch this. I'm gonna separate one leg from the arm, bring it back in. One leg from the arm, bring it back in. Just that right there will preload that shoulder like crazy, and to give you a little exposure, a moment of exposure to what that planche strength feels like. If you try both legs, you'll start experiencing that maybe one side is stronger than the other. It happens all the time. Doesn't matter, at least you are aware of it now. Now, next thing, same position, frog stance, but instead of moving one leg, I'm moving both, and I'm moving them as slow as I can. I'm looking for a slow path out. A lot of people can't hold this stuff, so what do? We go to my favorite thing, the band. The band allows you to do all these drills, always with a little assistance. So I can go into that same frog stance, holds me up, one leg out, bring it back in, the other leg out, bring it back in, two legs out, bring it back in. That's me starting to experience what that planche maneuver is like. That's not how you get out of a band. You always push down with two hands, okay? That funkiness doesn't work. And that would be progression number 2, just to build up to this planche stuff, where we're holding from the middle, starting to lock out the elbows, elbow pit forward, of course, you know that, and then giving yourself more degrees of freedom, which is separating the knees from the elbows. So get that rocking. We'll hit the next thing soon.